Hey there everybody, it's Kyle. Welcome back to another video. This video stems from a multitude of things. One being an episode of my radio show, The CP Chronicles with Kyle and Christina. If you'd like to check that out, please visit our Facebook page at that of the same name, or listen every Saturday on letgoradio.net at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. It stems from conversations with friends and personally how I've been feeling. And when something is coming up this much and there's a video topic that hits you in the face, you make the video. And that is the topic of guilt. And I think as someone with cerebral palsy, I have felt a lot of guilt, and a lot of that guilt stems from always wanting to make sure that I appear okay. Because I'm an advocate for disability, and I'm trying to present disability in a positive light. And sometimes I guess that's not always the most realistic of lights, because disability is good, it's bad, it's happy, it's sad, it's clean, it's messy, it's everything. So that is kind of where this stems from, and we don't need to feel guilty. You know, if we're having a rough day, it's okay to say you're not okay for anybody, whether or not you have a disability or not. I really think for a long time, and just within the last maybe 6 months to a year is when I've started to realize that I gotta stop feeling guilty and just be honest. You know, it does nobody well. Here's how I used to frame it in my head. That, you know, if someone asks me, are you okay, do you need to sit down? No, I'm fine, because I didn't want to slow us down, because I didn't want to waste extra time. If we're in a hurry, I don't want to, well, I think we're in a hurry, we're really not, but I'm trying to say, oh no, I'm fine, I don't need to sit down and rest, because we only have this far to go, and then we're fine. Like, this far to the car, or we're only going to these 2 stores left, or we're only visiting this booth. So I always just, yeah, I can make it till then, you know, instead of saying, no, I really think I need to sit down, because then we would all get to enjoy the rest of whatever activity we're doing. Because I'm really not at that point. I'm putting on the front that I'm okay and doing fine, but I'm really not enjoying myself. All I'm thinking about is how I really need to sit down, but I'm feeling guilty that I'm holding people up, or being a burden, or standing in the way of something happening. So I will, or I would, fake it. Because I thought that was what I needed to do. And again, what does it take to sit for 2 more minutes? Or, you know, they can go do what they need to do, and I'll sit and catch up with them. I don't know why I didn't think about that before, but with a disability, when you depend on other people, or at least I, have developed a sense of not wanting to being an inconvenience or a burden, whether it be asking for rides or not. I need to ask for those things because I need help, but it is a struggle to, you know, find the balance of don't be asking too much, or be sure to, you know, if someone's helping me out, I'll ask them, you know, I'll buy you lunch, you know, I'll take somebody out to lunch, just kind of as a form of repayment sometimes. And, you know, I try to kind of balance the scales of what I'm asking and what I'm giving, you know, but there is that sense of guilt. And that, I don't know why. I mean, I know why, because I don't want society, especially as an advocate, you know, I've been making these videos trying to present disability in a positive light, because society itself makes disability out to be a bad thing, and that you are weak, and it is complicated. And that's kind of the main focus a lot of people see. And so I want to show the other side of, it is a positive thing, is beautiful, and we are capable of achieving great things. And even though cerebral palsy tries to put limits on me, I do push back and I will achieve my dreams. But the truth is, it's a little of both. It is complex, it is difficult, there are hard days, but it is still beautiful. It has shaped me into the person that I've wanted to be. I don't know who I would be without cerebral palsy, but that doesn't mean it doesn't make life a little challenging sometimes. And even physical therapy, it's great for me. Like, it has helped me so much. That doesn't mean it's not difficult. That doesn't mean there are some days where I'm like, where I'm just frustrated with it, but I know deep in, my heart that it is what I need to do, so I push through that and do it anyway. Again, exercising. I now started biking the Grand Canyon, if you've watched my last video. I took 2 days off, and part of me was like, why did you do that? I knew I needed to do it because I was feeling just a little tired, and I need to give my body a rest. But in my head, I'm like, well, I have this challenge, I have this timetable, and I want to keep going. And it was one of those things where I ultimately chose the health of my body rather than completing the challenge. But there was still that guilt of, why couldn't I just push through it? And that kind of stems from a conversation I've had with a couple of friends about exercise. And with disability, you want to exercise, I think, mentally more than your body can physically handle sometimes, and that's hard to swallow. It is being kind of way down in a sense of like, your mind isn't matching what your body can do, and you kind of have to meet in the middle somewhere. But finding that middle is it can be a little challenging sometimes and frustrating, but it's there. It just takes a while to find it. And I don't know, I just think we don't need to feel guilty for asking for help. Anybody doesn't need to feel guilty for asking for help, regardless of whether you're disabled or not. I think we need to normalize the fact that it's okay to reach out to people when you're struggling, especially after 2020. I mean, it was a rough year, and I had to reach out to a doctor who I hadn't seen in 12 years to say, hey, I need some help. I need you to put me in physical therapy. And that's by asking for help and realizing I need to stop feeling guilty about pushing through pain, because that's something that cerebral palsy you kind of do innately too. There is some pain that comes along with CP to some degree. Some have it a lot worse than others. I'm kind of on the lower side of pain. Like, it's not terrible. I mean, the worst it was my knee. When my knee was really bad, it was really bad. But I have been lucky over the years to not really suffer from pain. But when I was suffering from that pain, I just tried to ignore it because I wanted to preserve the image of I'm strong, I'm okay, everything's fine. And no, I wasn't fine, and I finally had to be like, hey, I need help. I got the help, and I'm still getting the help I need, and it's I'm much better off by asking for help and kind of allowing myself to be vulnerable in that way instead of being strong, and stop feeling guilt, put that face on, and stop feeling guilty for showing people what a rough day is, because I do have my rough days. On here you see a lot of the positives, and I always try to find a positive spin on things. That's just how I am. But one of my main goals is to show you when I'm not so good, because that's real life. Nobody is good all the time, and nothing is bad all the time. It's up and down and up and down, and you kind of meet in the middle somewhere. It's good for a while, it's bad for a while. But I just wanted to come on here and, say to all of you, anyone who watches this video, that you don't need to feel guilty about taking care of yourself and your needs. If you need to ask for help, ask for help. If you need to take a break from your fitness, take the break from fitness. It's always like, if you're really serious about fitness, then it's going to be there 3 days from now after you take your rest to recuperate. I feel like we get used, especially with fitness, since I'm on this fitness journey, you get used to being able to, I can bike 3 miles on the bike, you know, pretty easily now. But even today, I was like, it's only 2. But you get so used to being able to do it so many days in a row that sometimes, your body does catch up with you sometimes, and you just need to take that little bit of rest. I took 2 days, and I felt refreshed afterwards, and it's what I needed. And if I would have kept going, who knows what would have happened? Who knows if I would have pulled a hamstring and then aggravated the knee? I don't know. Anything can happen. A lot of what ifs, but it's okay to take that break. Stop feeling guilty that you didn't continue to push forward because you have a schedule or you have an idea of where you want to be in a certain amount of time. Maybe you need to adjust that time. I had originally had my goal of 20 weeks to bike the Grand Canyon. That's 280 miles. Then I upped it to 15 because I was doing rather well. And now it's back to the 20 because I realized there are going to be days where I just don't want to do it. Or there are just days where I don't need to do it. And I need to rest. Because some days are more active than others, and then you exercise on top of it. And, just finding what the right balance is. If I'm having a more active day than usual, and then want to do 3 miles on the bike, on top of my physical therapy exercises that I do every day, somewhere that's like, oh, that's more than you're normally doing, but it's the same thing I do every day, but actually, it's not. It's more because you're being more active outside of everything else. So it's okay to then adjust to activity level of like, oh, I was really busy today. I'll bike 2 miles. Or I won't do that third set of crunches. I'm realizing it's okay to adjust your fitness to that day instead of just what has been working. I have to do that every day. No, you don't. You have to do what is best for you that day. Whatever it be, calling that friend to ask for that advice, exercising, whatever you're feeling guilty of, stop feeling guilty. Allow yourself to relax, breathe, like I've had to do many times, and, just let it go, as Elsa would say. And figure out how you're going to handle it. But you don't need to feel guilty for taking a break. Taking a break is fine. It's okay. It's as long as your mindset is that you will take your break, however long, 2-3 days, whatever you feel is justified, and know that you will go back to whatever you're doing. Taking a break from work, from exercise, from friends, from, whatever. It's okay to take a break and not feel guilty about taking that break. So, and, I was reminded of that because, someone said to me, a good friend told me, Kyle, if you overdo it, you're going to hurt yourself, and then what? It's like, oh, I don't know. And then what? Probably not good things. So again, I was reminded that it's okay to take a break. And I did. And I'm happy that I did because I feel better. And it's not because I didn't want to do it. Because some people are like, you just don't want to do it. You've lost the passion for it. No, my body was like, just take 2 days. Well, I thought 1 day, and then I was like, no, it's been a busier day. I'll take 2. And then I started up again. And today was only 2 miles, but that's okay. 2 miles is better than none. And it's what I was comfortable doing today. And, I'm still on track for my mission, and I still got my exercise, and everything is fine. So why was I feeling guilty about it? Because I'm hard on myself, and a lot of people are hard on themselves, and we don't need to be. And I think that's something over the past year that I've learned is I need to love myself more and be kinder to myself than I'm kind to everyone because I want everyone to be happy. Well, I want to be happy too, and part of that is being, you know, letting things happen the way they're going to happen and stop feeling guilty about it. Even though it's not what you want, it's what you need sometimes. I feel like I'm Dr. Russo, but no, I'm not a doctor. This is just my, you know, what I've kind of been going through the last week or so. So I just wanted to make a video, and, you know, hopefully this helps you in some way. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know down below in the comments. Like it, share it with someone who you think needs to hear that it's okay to not put so much pressure on yourself. Be sure to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications when I post every Tuesday about 10:30 a.m. Central Time, and I will see you next time.